Long before alarm clocks existed, humans relied entirely on their natural body rhythms to wake up. The human body is equipped with an internal clock, scientifically called the circadian rhythm, which regulates sleep and wake cycles in response to light and darkness. This internal timing system allows people to wake gradually, without abrupt interruptions, syncing their energy levels with the natural day. The body naturally prepares to rise as the night ends, adjusting hormones and metabolism to match the approaching morning. Melatonin, a hormone that promotes sleep, begins to decrease in the early hours of the morning. As this hormone diminishes, the brain becomes more alert, and the body gradually shifts from deep sleep to light sleep, then finally to full wakefulness. This process is gentle, allowing humans to wake in a calm and stress-free way. Without the sudden jolt caused by mechanical alarms, the body's internal clock is so precise that it can often wake a person at roughly the same time each day, even without any external cues. Temperature also plays an important role in waking naturally. During sleep, the body's temperature slightly decreases, which helps induce rest. As morning approaches, body temperature slowly rises, signaling the end of the sleep cycle. This gradual change not only promotes alertness, but also helps regulate energy levels and metabolism. Waking naturally with these subtle physiological cues ensures that the body starts the day in a balanced, healthy way. Historically, humans lived in harmony with nature, and their circadian rhythms were closely aligned with daylight and darkness. Without artificial lighting, people would typically go to bed shortly after sunset and wake near sunrise. The internal clock adapted to these patterns over generations, creating a natural rhythm of activity and rest. Early humans experienced a smooth transition from night to day, making the waking process gentle and predictable. Circadian rhythms also respond to other environmental cues, such as sounds and temperature fluctuations. The quiet of night and the gradual increase of morning sounds, like birds or rustling leaves, reinforce the body's natural wake-up signals. In ancient times, these gentle external cues worked alongside the internal clock to ensure humans rose at appropriate times to begin their daily tasks. In addition to light and sound, the body's internal clock monitors energy needs. During sleep, the body repairs muscles, consolidates memory, and restores energy. As the night progresses, the body assesses its energy reserves and prepares to wake when sufficient rest has been achieved. This self-regulating system ensures that humans rise feeling refreshed and ready, without the sudden stress of a blaring alarm. The internal clock is remarkably adaptable. Even when natural cues are inconsistent, such as during cloudy mornings or longer nights in winter, the circadian rhythm can adjust slightly to maintain a regular waking schedule. This flexibility allowed early humans to maintain productivity and social coordination. Even in changing environmental conditions, relying on the body's natural timing instead of mechanical devices. Interestingly, studies show that people often wake naturally a few minutes before sunrise, even without knowing the time. The brain subconsciously senses the approach of daylight, adjusting hormone levels and sleep stages accordingly. This remarkable alignment between internal timing and environmental cues demonstrates how finely tuned the human body is for natural waking. The benefits of waking naturally extend beyond mere convenience. Gradual awakening supports mental clarity, emotional stability, and overall health. Sudden alarms can increase stress hormones like cortisol, causing tension and reducing morning alertness. By contrast, following the body's internal clock allows a smooth transition from sleep to wakefulness, providing a calm and centered start to the day. Even in small communities or isolated areas without artificial lighting, people instinctively woke in sync with sunrise. Children, adults, and the elderly all followed similar patterns, guided by their internal clocks. Daily schedules naturally aligned with light cycles, promoting cooperation, productivity, and shared routines among community members. Modern science has confirmed what ancient humans intuitively understood. The body's internal clock is crucial for optimal functioning. Regular sleep-wake cycles influence metabolism, hormone balance, cognitive performance, and emotional well-being. Sunlight has always been one of the most reliable natural signals for waking up. Even before the invention of clocks, the first rays of dawn gently filtered through windows, cracks in walls, or between trees, nudging people from sleep. This gradual increase in light triggers the brain to reduce melatonin, the hormone responsible for sleep, allowing a smooth transition from night to morning. Unlike abrupt alarm sounds, sunlight wakes the body softly, promoting a calm and stress-free start to the day. The way light enters a room or a natural shelter can subtly influence the timing of waking. In traditional homes or early dwellings, east-facing openings were particularly valued because they captured the morning sun. As the light shifted across the space, it gently illuminated sleeping areas, signaling that it was time to rise. People unconsciously learned to align their sleep positions with the path of the sun, ensuring that natural light would awaken them in the most peaceful manner. Sunlight not only reduces sleep hormones, but also stimulates the production of cortisol, a hormone that enhances alertness and prepares the body for daily activity. This natural increase in energy happens gradually, allowing the mind to awaken slowly and coherently. Unlike the sudden shock of a mechanical alarm, waking with sunlight feels effortless, aligning the body's internal rhythm with the environment. Even in outdoor sleeping situations, humans have historically relied on the sun. Farmers, nomads, and early villagers often slept under the open sky or in structures that let in early light. As dawn appeared, the soft glow gently drew them out of sleep, ready to begin morning tasks. The timing of waking was intimately tied to the position of the sun, creating a natural schedule for daily life. The intensity and angle of sunlight also played a role in signaling different seasons. Longer, brighter mornings in summer encouraged earlier rising, while shorter, dimmer winter mornings naturally led to later wake times. This subtle variation helped humans conserve energy during colder months and make the most of longer daylight hours when work and activities were more plentiful. Sunlight interacts with the eyes in a fascinating way. Special cells in the retina detect light and send signals to the brain's suprachiasmatic nucleus, the control center for the body's internal clock. This communication allows the brain to anticipate the day ahead, gradually bringing the body out of rest. Early humans may not have known the science, but they experienced its effects daily, waking naturally in harmony with the world around them. The gentle rise of the sun also influenced mood and perception. Waking with soft morning light created a sense of calm and optimism, unlike harsh artificial light that can feel jarring. People began their days with a clear mind, ready to focus on tasks, interact with others, and enjoy the unfolding morning. Sunlight, in this sense, acted as both an alarm and a natural mood enhancer. Sunlight's role extended beyond the morning. Exposure to daylight throughout the day helped maintain healthy sleep-wake cycles, ensuring that nights remained restful. Early humans benefited from this rhythm, rarely experiencing the confusion or fatigue that comes from misaligned schedules. Rising with the sun ensured that the entire body and mind were synchronized with nature. Even minor variations in sunlight, such as clouds or fog, subtly influenced waking times. On dimmer mornings, people might wake slightly later, allowing the body more rest. On bright, clear mornings, waking occurred earlier. This natural adaptability ensured that humans responded to environmental conditions without stress, creating a flexible and resilient routine. Children, adults, and the elderly all responded to sunlight similarly, waking without alarms and joining communal activities in sync. Villages and small communities often developed routines around sunrise, with everyone rising gradually as light spread across the settlement. Sunlight provided a universal, gentle cue, connecting individuals to each other and to the natural world. Sunlight also worked in combination with other natural cues, such as bird songs, temperature changes, and subtle noises of the environment. Together, These signals created a layered system of wake-up prompts, allowing people to awaken naturally even before fully conscious perception. The first light of dawn became a signal not only for the body, but also for the start of the day's rhythm. Warning sounds have always been an essential part of waking naturally. Long before the invention of clocks, humans relied on subtle environmental cues to stir from sleep. Birds chirping, leaves rustling in the wind, and distant water flowing created a gentle soundtrack for the early hours. These sounds, combined with light and temperature changes, gradually signaled the brain that it was time to awaken. Unlike the sudden blare of an alarm, these natural noises encouraged a calm and peaceful rise. Bird songs were particularly influential. Each species often begins calling at slightly different times, creating a layered chorus as dawn approaches. Early humans would awaken first to the softest calls, while later sounds marked the full arrival of morning. These rhythms provided an intuitive schedule for the day, allowing people to wake at a time suited to their needs and environment. The rustling of leaves and swaying of trees also contributed to natural waking. Gentle movement in the foliage indicated the coming of wind or the gradual increase of morning light. These sounds, though subtle, acted as signals for the body to transition from deep sleep to lighter stages, supporting alertness and readiness for the day ahead. Streams, rivers, and distant waterfalls provided another layer of auditory cues. The steady, consistent sounds of flowing water often acted as background noise, helping the mind transition from dreams to conscious awareness. In forested or riverine communities, the natural chorus became an integral part of daily life, blending seamlessly with the rhythms of sleep and wakefulness. Even the sounds of animals other than birds played a role. Livestock, small forest creatures, and insects contributed to the morning symphony. A rooster crowing, for instance, was not only a familiar sound, but also a natural marker of early hours for communities living closely with their animals. The variety of sounds created a rich, layered environment for waking gradually. Human interaction with the environment also tuned ears to subtle changes. Over time, early humans learned to recognize patterns in morning sounds, distinguishing between quiet moments of deep night and the more active dawn hours. This awareness allowed them to wake in harmony with nature, ready to perform morning tasks, hunt, or gather food without the need for artificial cues. The auditory environment was also connected to mood and alertness. Gentle sounds of nature provided comfort and reassurance, creating a sense of safety and stability upon waking. People could rise without anxiety, feeling connected to the rhythms of the world around them. Harsh or abrupt sounds, on the other hand, were rarely present, making natural waking a calming experience. Morning sounds were especially important during seasonal changes. In spring and summer, birds were more active and insects more audible, signaling longer days and earlier waking. During autumn and winter, quieter mornings naturally allowed longer rest, demonstrating a subtle adaptation of human wakefulness to environmental rhythms. Even small variations in sound mattered. A slightly louder wind, the distant call of an animal, or the first notes of a bird song could gently draw someone from sleep, acting as a natural alarm without disrupting rest. This system ensured that humans awoke at the right time while remaining rested and alert. Communities also benefited from these natural sounds. Village life, with shared morning activity, often combined with nature's sounds, creating a gentle communal waking. People rose together in a natural rhythm, responding to the layered signals around them. This coordination supported cooperation, productivity, and harmony among neighbors. Children, too, were attuned to these cues. Even at a young age, they could recognize the sounds of morning and awaken accordingly. This early adaptation helped maintain family routines, ensuring everyone began the day in sync with natural and social patterns. Ultimately, morning sounds provided a serene and effective way to awaken. They complemented light, temperature, and other natural cues, forming a holistic system that guided humans from sleep into activity. Even today, listening to birds, wind, and flowing water in the early hours can recreate this gentle, harmonious wake-up experience, connecting us to the timeless rhythm of nature. Temperature has always played a subtle but important role in waking naturally. During the night, the body's temperature gradually drops, signaling a state of rest and deep sleep. As morning approaches, the environment begins to warm slightly, and the body's temperature slowly rises in response. This gentle increase acts as a natural signal for the brain and body to prepare for wakefulness, creating a smooth transition from sleep to activity. Early humans, living without artificial heating or air conditioning, were especially attuned to these temperature changes. The coolness of night encouraged deeper rest, while the first hints of warmth from the sun or rising air nudged people toward awakening. These shifts were often subtle, but they provided consistent, reliable cues for the body's natural rhythm. Even small variations mattered. A gentle breeze, the soft warmth of sunlight touching the skin, or the quiet increase in room or shelter temperature could influence sleep cycles. The body is highly sensitive to these changes, responding with increased circulation, subtle muscle movements, and heightened alertness as it transitions out of rest. Temperature shifts also help synchronize communal waking. Villages, families, and small communities often woke in unison as the day warmed. People instinctively aligned their activities with the environmental cues, ensuring that work, chores, and daily routines occurred efficiently and harmoniously with one another. In addition to physical warmth, temperature changes influence hormonal signals in the body. As the environment warms, the production of melatonin decreases, while cortisol, the alertness hormone, begins to rise. This natural hormone interplay ensures that humans awaken gradually, feeling refreshed rather than startled. Seasonal variations played a significant role as well. In winter, slower warming of the morning air naturally allowed for later wake times, giving the body extra rest during colder months. In summer, rapid warming encouraged earlier rising, making the most of longer daylight hours. This adaptability helped early humans conserve energy and remain productive throughout the year. Sleeping arrangements were often designed to take advantage of these natural shifts. Openings in dwellings, bedding placement, and even clothing choices were influenced by the desire to align with temperature patterns. By waking with the gradual increase in warmth, people could avoid sudden shocks to the system and begin the day comfortably. The gentle change in temperature also supported mental clarity. A calm, natural awakening from warmth rather than abrupt noise created a sense of peace and focus. People were more alert, patient, and ready to engage in morning tasks, connecting their energy levels to the rhythms of the environment. Even animals contributed to the effect. Livestock, birds, and other creatures responded to temperature shifts, creating subtle movements or sounds that further signaled the approach of morning. Humans, attuned to these cues, found themselves waking in harmony with the larger ecosystem around them. Temperature shifts were not only important for waking, but also for regulating the quality of sleep itself. Cooling nights encouraged deeper rest, while gradual morning warmth eased the transition to wakefulness. This natural balance helped maintain long-term health, energy levels, and emotional stability. People living in different climates experienced these shifts uniquely. Desert dwellers, forest inhabitants, and mountain communities all responded to the specific warming patterns of their environment, adjusting sleeping and waking routines accordingly. The underlying principle remained the same. The body responds to gradual temperature changes to signal when it is time to rise. Today, modern humans can still benefit from this ancient wisdom. Leaving curtains slightly open, allowing the morning sun to warm a room, or spending early hours outdoors helps the body awaken naturally. By reconnecting with these gentle environmental cues, we can restore balance to our sleep cycles and experience a calmer, more harmonious start to each day. Seasonal changes have always influenced how humans woke up naturally. The length of days and nights shifts throughout the year, subtly guiding sleep patterns and wake times. In summer, Longer daylight hours often prompted earlier rising, while shorter days in winter allowed for later wakefulness. The body instinctively responds to these variations, maintaining alignment with nature's rhythm. Sunrise times vary dramatically with the seasons, providing a reliable natural cue for waking. During spring and summer, the early morning sun gradually brightens the sky, encouraging the body to awaken earlier. In autumn and winter, dimmer mornings naturally extended sleep, giving humans additional rest when daylight was scarce. This seasonal flexibility ensured energy and productivity were balanced with environmental conditions. Temperature changes also accompany seasonal shifts, further influencing wakefulness. Cold winter nights and cooler mornings slow the body's natural warming process, gently delaying waking. Warm spring mornings accelerate this rise, helping humans transition from sleep to activity smoothly. Over time, early humans adapted to these patterns, ensuring their bodies stayed in tune with their surroundings. Daily schedules naturally adjusted with the seasons. In summer, early wake-ups allowed more time for work, gathering food, or social activities. During winter, extended rest helped conserve energy and maintain health during harsher conditions. Seasonal variations in wake times became an essential part of communal life, helping people coordinate labor and social routines efficiently. Light and darkness are key signals for the body's circadian rhythm, and seasonal changes modify these signals. Longer days increase exposure to sunlight, enhancing alertness and promoting early wakefulness. Shorter days reduce light exposure, signaling the body to rest longer. The body's internal clock adapts to these variations, keeping humans aligned with nature's cycles. Even the behavior of animals influenced seasonal waking patterns. Birds and other creatures respond to daylight and temperature shifts, altering their activity levels throughout the year. Humans, attuned to these cues, often rose alongside animals, coordinating work, hunting, or farming activities in harmony with the ecosystem. Seasonal changes also affected social routines. Communities learned to schedule activities such as planting, harvesting, and festivals around variations in daylight and temperature. Natural wake times ensured that people were ready for important tasks at the appropriate hours, creating a rhythm that balanced labor, rest, and social life. Health and sleep quality were closely tied to these seasonal patterns. Rising naturally with the sun, even as daylight changed, ensured that people received optimal light exposure and rested appropriately. This alignment strengthened immunity, improved mood, and regulated metabolism, contributing to overall well-being. In addition to environmental cues, internal mechanisms adjusted to the seasons. The body's hormonal fluctuations, energy requirements, and sleep stages subtly adapted, allowing people to wake in a way that matched seasonal demands. This remarkable internal flexibility helped humans thrive in diverse climates and conditions. Children and the elderly naturally followed these seasonal patterns. Even without conscious awareness, younger and older members of communities responded to changing daylight and temperature, ensuring that daily life flowed smoothly for all age groups. This shared rhythm reinforced social cohesion and coordination. Seasonal changes also provided a sense of connection to the environment. Waking with the first light of spring or the slower dawn of winter reminded humans of the natural cycles of life. These rhythms created a sense of harmony with the world, blending physical, emotional, and social aspects of daily life. Modern humans can still learn from these patterns. Observing seasonal variations and allowing sleep schedules to shift slightly with the changing daylight helps maintain balance and health. By embracing natural rhythms, we can wake more gently, feel more aligned with our environment, and experience a smoother start to each day, just as people did long before alarm clocks existed. Long before alarm clocks, humans often relied on the rhythms of their community to wake up naturally. Life in villages, small settlements, or tight-knit groups meant that daily activities were synchronized, creating a shared sense of time. The sounds of neighbors stirring, cooking fires being lit, or footsteps on the ground acted as subtle prompts to awaken, blending seamlessly with light, temperature, and natural sounds. Community wakefulness often began with the earliest risers, individuals responsible for tasks such as tending animals, fetching water, or preparing food would stir first, and their movements and sounds would ripple through the settlement. Others would gradually follow, awakening in response to this communal rhythm rather than an artificial alarm. This pattern created a gentle, organic start to the day. Even the smallest noises mattered. The clinking of cooking tools, the rustle of clothing, or the distant chatter of early risers could act as cues for sleepier members of the community. Over time, people became attuned to these sounds, unconsciously using them to regulate their own wake-up times. Life in close proximity naturally encouraged a shared temporal rhythm. Children, in particular, learned to wake in response to community activity. From an early age, they noticed when adults began their day and adjusted their own sleep cycles accordingly. This subtle social conditioning helped maintain family routines and supported communal coordination, ensuring everyone participated in the day's necessary tasks. Tasks such as farming, herding, or gathering food were coordinated based on collective wakefulness. The timing of communal labor was often dictated by natural cues and the rising activity of the settlement. This ensured that work was carried out efficiently and in harmony with both environmental and social rhythms. Community cues were also tied to safety. In early societies, staying attuned to neighbors' wake-up times helped maintain vigilance against potential threats. Hearing others awake and active signaled that the day had begun safely, encouraging everyone to rise in a timely and coordinated manner. Celebrations, rituals, and spiritual practices often influenced waking patterns as well. Festivals, communal prayers, or ceremonies required participation at specific times, and these events acted as natural alarms for the community. People learned to rise in anticipation of shared activities, integrating social structure with natural rhythms. Even in dispersed communities or rural areas, distant sounds carried significance. The lowing of livestock, the crowing of roosters in neighboring homes, or the hum of early activity in adjacent fields served as subtle auditory cues. Individuals relied on these signals to wake gradually, aligning with the larger network of human activity. Over time, humans developed an intuitive awareness of how community cues influenced sleep and wakefulness. People could anticipate when neighbors would begin their day and adjust their own schedules accordingly. This understanding supported both productivity and social harmony. Seasonal and environmental changes were also reflected in community rhythms. During longer summer days, communities often woke earlier to maximize daylight, while in winter, later rising was acceptable due to shorter daylight and harsher conditions. These patterns helped maintain balance between rest, work, and communal life. The presence of multiple cues, light, temperature, natural sounds, and social activity created a reliable system for waking without mechanical alarms. Communities essentially acted as living dynamic clocks, helping members rise in a synchronized and gentle manner. Even today, the influence of social cues remains important. Hearing others around us begin their day or participating in family routines can naturally signal it is time to wake. Understanding how our ancestors relied on these social rhythms helps us appreciate the interplay between human connection and natural wakefulness, offering lessons for a calmer, more harmonious start to the day. Long before alarm clocks existed, daily chores played a central role in waking people naturally. Tasks such as fetching water, tending animals, cooking, and preparing fields served as reliable markers for the start of the day. Early humans often relied on these responsibilities to signal when it was time to leave sleep behind and engage with the world. The rhythm of chores acted as a practical and gentle alarm system. Animals, gardens, and household duties required attention at specific times, creating a natural structure for waking. For instance, livestock needed feeding at sunrise or shortly after, while water sources or fire preparation depended on the first light. These responsibilities encouraged people to awaken gradually, in sync with their environment and their obligations. Morning chores also fostered a sense of purpose upon waking. The knowledge that work awaited created a subconscious cue, helping the body transition from rest to activity. Humans became attuned to these signals over time, and the anticipation of daily responsibilities often prompted them to wake even before the full arrival of daylight. Children and younger members of households learned early to recognize the timing of chores. They would stir when the sound of older family members moving, fetching water, or tending animals reached them. This shared awareness supported family cohesion, ensuring that everyone participated in necessary morning activities without the need for mechanical devices. The rhythm of chores often aligned closely with natural cues, such as sunlight, temperature, and animal activity. Together, these signals created a holistic wake-up system that supported energy, alertness, and productivity. Waking was gradual and purposeful, as humans responded to both environmental and practical stimuli. In agricultural communities, fieldwork played a particularly important role in structuring the day. Planting, harvesting, and tending crops required precise timing to maximize daylight and seasonal conditions. The body learned to anticipate these needs, waking naturally in preparation for labor-intensive work. Even small tasks, such as lighting a fire or preparing breakfast, contributed to a cascading sequence of wakefulness. One action prompted another, encouraging movement and engagement with the day. These routines reinforce the natural rhythm of waking, providing structure and consistency without relying on artificial alarms. Daily chores also strengthen the connection between humans and their environment. Activities like gathering water or feeding animals required attentiveness to natural cues, further aligning human schedules with the patterns of the world. Waking with purpose was not only practical, but also harmonious with nature's cycles. Communal chores amplified the effect. Villages or shared living spaces often synchronized their morning routines, as the work of one person affected the tasks of others. This interdependence encouraged collective wakefulness, ensuring that everyone was ready for the day's responsibilities in a coordinated and gentle way. The anticipation of chores also supported mental and emotional readiness. Waking with the knowledge of meaningful tasks reduced grogginess and promoted a sense of motivation. The brain and body adapted to the predictable demands of the day, making the transition from sleep smoother and more comfortable. Seasonal chores introduced subtle variations in wake times. Longer daylight in summer allowed for earlier rising to complete more tasks, while shorter winter days encouraged a slower start. The body adapted naturally to these changes, relying on the ongoing rhythm of work to regulate sleep and wakefulness. Even today, engaging in purposeful morning activities can recreate the benefits of this ancient system. Simple tasks such as making a cup of tea, walking a pet, or preparing a morning routine serve as natural signals to awaken fully. Daily chores remind us that meaningful action can guide our bodies gently into the day, just as it did long before alarm clocks existed. Animals have long played an important role in guiding humans to wake naturally. Livestock, pets, and other creatures living alongside people provided gentle cues that signaled the start of the day. A rooster's crow, the lowing of cows, or the soft movements of household animals often stirred humans from slumber, creating a natural rhythm that aligned with daily life. The behavior of animals is closely tied to light, temperature, and environmental changes. As dawn approached, birds began singing, livestock stirred, and smaller creatures became active. These movements and sounds acted as subtle alarms, gently encouraging humans to wake and attend to both their own needs and those of the animals in their care. Roosters, in particular, became synonymous with early rising. Their instinctive morning calls, triggered by the first light of day, marked the beginning of communal activity. In farming and rural communities, this natural alarm ensured that people began their work on time, caring for animals, preparing food, and maintaining daily routines. Pets also contributed to waking patterns. Dogs, cats, and other companion animals often anticipated feeding times or morning walks. Their gentle nudges, soft barks, or quiet movements help humans stir without the abruptness of modern alarms. This shared understanding between humans and animals fostered connection and routine. The presence of animals also created a sense of responsibility that encouraged timely rising. Caring for livestock, feeding pets, and maintaining other creatures' needs required attention shortly after dawn. Anticipation of these responsibilities prompted the body to awaken naturally, blending environmental and practical cues seamlessly. Children often learn to wake alongside animals. Observing the activity of pets or livestock became an intuitive way to start the day. This early exposure strengthened the connection between humans and their environment, fostering awareness of natural rhythms and responsibilities from a young age. Animals' own routines mirrored human needs and the cycles of the day. Grazing patterns, foraging behaviors, and movement often coincided with sunrise, creating a synchronized system of wakefulness. Humans, sensitive to these cues, adapted their schedules in harmony with the animals around them. Even small creatures influenced natural wakefulness. The songs of birds, the buzzing of insects, or the rustling of small mammals provided subtle auditory signals that complemented light and temperature cues. These layered signals ensured that humans awoke gradually, in tune with both the natural world and their communities. In communal or village life, animals often helped coordinate collective wakefulness. The early stirring of livestock in one household could ripple across neighboring homes, signaling that the day had begun. This interconnected system reinforced social and environmental harmony, blending human and animal schedules effortlessly. Seasonal changes affected animal activity as well. Longer summer days brought earlier animal movements, encouraging humans to rise sooner, while winter's shorter days allowed for later wakefulness. Humans adapted naturally to these seasonal variations, using animals as reliable indicators of when to start the day. Animals also provided comfort and companionship during waking. The presence of familiar creatures helped ease the transition from sleep, creating a sense of security and calm. Waking alongside animals added a layer of emotional well-being, making mornings peaceful and nurturing. Even today, humans benefit from observing and interacting with animals in the morning. The movement or sound of pets, birds in the garden, or livestock in rural areas can serve as a gentle, natural way to wake. Animals remind us that life is interconnected and that natural cues, rather than abrupt alarms, can guide our bodies smoothly into the day. Long before alarm clocks, humans often woke naturally through the subtle signals of their own bodies. The way people slept, whether on mats, bedding, or natural surfaces, affected how they stirred in the morning. Muscle tension, changes in circulation, and shifts in sleeping position provided gentle cues that the body was ready to transition from rest to wakefulness. Even small movements during sleep played a role in preparing the body for the day. As deep sleep stages ended, muscles loosened and small stretches occurred, gradually bringing awareness to limbs and joints. This subtle activity helped humans awaken smoothly without abrupt interruptions and prepared them physically for the tasks ahead. The body's internal awareness is remarkable. People often wake moments before sunrise or the expected time of day because the brain and body can anticipate the natural rhythms of their environment. This preemptive stirring is guided by both internal timing and the subtle sensations experienced during sleep. Sleeping positions themselves could signal wakefulness. Certain postures naturally prompted minor adjustments in the body as the night progressed. For instance, rolling from one side to another or shifting weight off a limb increased circulation and provided sensory input that encouraged gradual waking. These small bodily cues worked alongside environmental factors to guide natural awakening. Children were particularly attuned to these signals. From an early age, their bodies learned to respond to subtle sensations of stretching, movement, or comfort, helping them wake in alignment with family routines and daylight. This intuitive body awareness supported communal living and coordinated activities. In addition to comfort, humans relied on tactile cues from their sleeping environment. A cooling breeze, the warmth of the sun's first rays, or even the firmness of the ground could prompt slight movements that led to full wakefulness. The body integrated these physical sensations, gradually increasing alertness in harmony with nature. Internal biological signals also played a role. Heart rate, respiration, and metabolic changes shift naturally toward morning as the body prepares to wake. Awareness of these changes often manifests in light twitches, muscle stretching, or the feeling of needing to move. This self-awareness allowed humans to rise organically without external prompting. Sleeping arrangements in early human communities supported natural body awareness. Shared sleeping areas, mats placed near windows or fire pits, and simple bedding encouraged subtle shifts and movement that helped people wake in rhythm with light and temperature. Over time, humans became attuned to how their body responded to these factors. The gradual transition from deep sleep to light sleep enhanced mental and emotional readiness. Unlike sudden alarms that can cause stress, waking through bodily awareness allowed the brain to prepare gently for the day. Thoughts became clear, focus sharpened, and the mind aligned naturally with the tasks awaiting the day. Even minor discomforts, such as stiffness or the need to adjust clothing or bedding, could act as natural prompts. Humans became sensitive to these cues, using them to anticipate the approaching day. In this way, physical awareness complemented light, sound, and environmental cues, creating a holistic system for waking. Seasonal variations influenced body awareness as well. Cooler nights in winter encouraged deeper rest and slower morning movement, while warmer summer conditions led to earlier stretching and stirring. The body adapted instinctively, ensuring optimal rest and readiness throughout the year. Today, paying attention to body awareness can enhance natural waking. Gentle stretching upon awakening, noticing subtle signals, and aligning sleep positions with light and temperature can help humans rise smoothly. Our bodies remain a remarkable internal alarm system, capable of guiding us into the day as effectively as any clock. Long before alarm clocks, the timing and content of meals played an important role in how humans woke naturally. Eating patterns, particularly the evening meal, influenced the body's energy levels, digestion, and readiness for sleep. A light, well-timed dinner allowed the body to rest deeply at night, setting the stage for a gentle, natural awakening in the morning. Food intake affects hormones that regulate sleep and wakefulness. A full stomach at night can slow digestion, leading to restlessness or delayed waking, while a moderate meal supports metabolic balance and smoother transitions from sleep to wakefulness. Early humans intuitively learned to adjust their evening eating habits to optimize both rest and morning alertness. Hydration also played a subtle role. Drinking small amounts of water in the evening could influence wakefulness through natural bodily needs. A mild urge to hydrate in the early morning prompted gentle stirring, complementing other cues like light, sound, and temperature. This natural integration of nutrition and bodily rhythms helped humans wake without abrupt interruptions. The timing of food influenced energy patterns throughout the night. Nutrients consumed in the evening provided a slow, steady release of energy, supporting deep sleep without sudden spikes or crashes. This balance ensured that humans awoke feeling refreshed rather than groggy or fatigued. Certain foods naturally encouraged relaxation and restfulness. Simple, easily digestible meals allowed the body to focus on repair and regeneration during sleep, rather than diverting energy to heavy digestion. Over time, people learned to align their diets with their circadian rhythms, supporting natural wakefulness at sunrise. Breakfast also became an important factor. The anticipation of morning food helped the body prepare to wake, creating a natural sense of readiness. Early humans often woke gradually in order to begin light tasks and prepare the first meal. using nutrition as both motivation and a physiological cue. Seasonal and environmental factors influenced what and when people ate. In colder months, heavier meals provided warmth and energy for extended periods of rest, while in warmer seasons, lighter meals promoted comfort and easier morning awakening. Humans adapted their eating habits to align with environmental conditions, supporting consistent sleep and wake patterns. Community meals played a subtle role as well. Shared cooking and eating times helped synchronize wakefulness across households. The aroma of food being prepared in the morning could gently draw people from sleep, signaling the start of daily activities in a natural, social way. Even minor habits, such as having tea, porridge, or fruit early in the day, became integrated with wakefulness cues. The body gradually responded to the anticipation of nourishment, increasing alertness and supporting mental and physical readiness for the day ahead. Digestive comfort also affected mood and focus upon waking. People who ate in alignment with natural rhythms experienced fewer disruptions, allowing calm, deliberate transitions from sleep to activity. This integration of nutrition and wakefulness ensured that mornings were productive and stress-free. Children learned from observing meal routines, waking in anticipation of communal food preparation. This awareness strengthened family cohesion and social structure, reinforcing predictable rhythms that aligned with natural sleep and wake cycles. Even today, mindful eating supports natural waking. Eating light, balanced dinners, staying hydrated, and anticipating morning meals can help the body awaken gently. Nutrition remains a subtle but powerful tool, guiding humans into the day without the need for sudden alarms and connecting our modern habits with the wisdom of natural rhythms. Long before alarm clocks existed, spiritual and ritual practices played a significant role in guiding humans to wake naturally. Communities and families often observed early morning prayers, meditation, or other rituals that coincided with sunrise. These practices provided gentle cues for the body to transition from sleep to wakefulness, integrating both mental and physical readiness. The anticipation of ritual activities created a natural motivation to awaken. People knew that certain prayers or ceremonies occurred at specific times, often at first light. This expectation helped the brain and body align with the natural rhythms of the day, providing a peaceful and purposeful start. Sounds associated with rituals, such as bells, chants, or hymns, often served as subtle alarms. Even before individuals fully woke, these auditory signals stirred awareness, encouraging gradual movement and preparation for spiritual practices. Over time, people became attuned to these cues, relying on them to rise without abrupt disruption. Communal rituals reinforced synchronization. Entire villages or communities often engaged in morning ceremonies, with each member awakening in harmony with others. This shared rhythm strengthened social bonds and coordinated daily activity, blending spiritual life with natural wakefulness. Spiritual practices also affected mental readiness. Waking with the intention to participate in rituals provided calm focus and emotional stability. The transition from sleep to wakefulness became more mindful, allowing the mind to gently engage with the day rather than being jolted by sudden noise or stress. Seasonal and celestial changes often guided ritual timing. Many early human traditions aligned spiritual practices with sunrise, solstices, or equinoxes. These natural events created consistent patterns for waking, helping communities adapt their daily schedules to the changing environment. Even individual practices contributed to natural waking. Meditation, quiet reflection, or silent prayer encouraged the body to awaken gradually, with breathing and bodily awareness facilitating a smooth transition from sleep to activity. The mind and body work together, supporting gentle and balanced arousal. Children learned from observing these routines. They awakened in anticipation of communal or family rituals, internalizing the timing and rhythm. This early exposure helped maintain predictable daily schedules and reinforced a sense of connection with both community and nature. Animals sometimes participated in or responded to spiritual practices. The sounds and movements of domestic animals could complement rituals, adding natural cues that further guided humans in their waking process. Together, spiritual and environmental signals created a layered system of awakening. Rituals also promoted consistency and structure. People who practiced regular morning spiritual activities developed internal rhythms that allowed for reliable waking times. Over generations, these habits strengthened the body's internal clock and enhanced the natural alignment with daylight and seasonal patterns. The calming nature of spiritual practices reduced stress upon awakening. Unlike the abruptness of alarms, starting the day with reflection, gratitude, or prayer fostered a sense of peace and focus, preparing both mind and body for daily tasks. This harmony between inner and outer environments enhanced overall well-being. Even today, incorporating spiritual or mindful routines can support natural waking. Gentle meditation, quiet reflection, or early morning intention setting encourages the body to rise smoothly and with purpose. Spiritual practices remind us that waking can be more than a physical act. It can be a mindful and harmonious beginning to the day. Before the invention of alarm clocks, natural soundscapes guided humans to wake gently and in harmony with their environment. The combination of birdsong, rustling leaves, flowing water, and distant animal calls created a layered auditory system that acted as a subtle alarm. These sounds blended together, signaling the approach of morning without startling the sleeper. Birds were perhaps the most consistent contributors to natural soundscapes. Their songs began before sunrise, increasing gradually in intensity as the day approached. Each species had its own schedule, creating a multi-layered chorus that humans learned to interpret. The earliest risers often woke first to the softest calls, while the full chorus marked the start of communal activity. Water also played a role in the morning soundscape. Streams, rivers, or gentle rainfall created a calming backdrop that subtly drew attention. Flowing water encouraged light stirring and mental alertness, acting as a natural companion to sunlight and temperature changes. Rustling leaves and swaying trees contributed another layer. The movement of foliage in response to morning winds added gentle auditory cues, helping humans transition from deep sleep to light sleep and eventually full wakefulness. These natural sounds complemented other environmental signals, creating a holistic waking system. Even distant animal calls, such as roosters, cattle, or small wildlife, acted as prompts for rising. These sounds were particularly important in communal settings, where one household's early activity signaled the beginning of the day to neighboring families. Humans responded intuitively to this interconnected network of auditory cues. Children quickly learned to recognize patterns in natural soundscapes. From a young age, they became attuned to specific sounds that indicated morning activity. This awareness helped maintain family routines and reinforced social cohesion, ensuring that daily life flowed smoothly. The layering of sounds was important. Quiet notes signaled early light, moderate rustling indicated gradual movement, and louder choruses marked the full arrival of day. Humans internalized these patterns, allowing the brain and body to awaken gradually, in harmony with both environment and community. Seasonal variations influenced soundscapes as well. Spring mornings brought more birdsong and increased animal activity, encouraging earlier waking, while winter mornings were quieter, naturally allowing for longer rest. The body adapted to these seasonal changes, maintaining consistent alignment with nature's cycles. Soundscapes also affected mood and emotional readiness. Gentle natural sounds encouraged calmness and focus upon waking, creating a peaceful start to the day. Unlike abrupt mechanical alarms, the auditory environment of early humans promoted serenity, preparing both mind and body for activity. Community activity intertwined with natural soundscapes. The sounds of neighbors preparing for morning chores, lighting fires, or moving through the village blended with birds and water, reinforcing wake-up cues. This integration created a synchronized daily rhythm, connecting individual and collective life. Human sensitivity to sound extended to subtle cues. The distant chatter of early risers, footsteps, or the first stirrings of domestic animals prompted gentle awakening, often without conscious attention. Over time, people learned to respond naturally to these signals, waking with ease and purpose. Even today, natural soundscapes can enhance waking routines. Birdsong, flowing water, or gentle wind can help people rise gently, reduce stress, and feel connected to the environment. Listening to these layered sounds reminds us that the world itself has long been humanity's most reliable and calming alarm system. Before alarm clocks, light was the most powerful cue for waking naturally. The transition from darkness to the first hints of morning sunlight gently guided the body out of sleep. Even subtle changes in brightness affected the circadian rhythm, signaling that it was time to stir. Humans have always been finely attuned to these shifts, responding instinctively to the arrival of day. The eyes play a central role in this process. Light enters the retina and triggers hormonal changes, particularly the reduction of melatonin and the increase of cortisol. These chemical signals prepare the body for wakefulness, gradually increasing alertness without abruptness. Long before artificial lighting existed, this natural mechanism ensured a calm and consistent awakening. Sunlight entering through openings in dwellings, windows, or shelter gaps created a visual cue for early risers. Even dim morning light, filtered through leaves, curtains, or simple coverings, could trigger subtle physiological responses, helping people awaken smoothly. The gradual increase in brightness served as a gentle guide from deep rest to alertness. Children quickly learned to respond to light. They would often stir as dawn approached, following the natural rhythm of sunrise. This early awareness helped maintain family and community schedules, aligning the entire group with environmental cues without the need for mechanical alarms. Seasonal changes influence the timing and intensity of light. In summer, earlier sunrise encouraged earlier waking, while in winter, delayed daylight allowed for longer rest. Humans adapted naturally to these shifts, allowing the body to synchronize energy levels with the environment across different times of the year. Light and darkness interaction also influenced mood and mental readiness. Rising with the gradual arrival of sunlight supported emotional stability and cognitive alertness. The body's response to natural light creates a sense of harmony, preparing humans for both work and social engagement. Communities benefited from shared light cues. Villages and settlements, often exposed to the same sunrise, naturally coordinated morning routines. People awoke together, aligned with the day's environmental rhythm, enhancing cooperation and collective productivity. Even subtle variations in light mattered. Cloudy mornings, diffuse sunlight, or the flicker of firelight could influence wakefulness. Humans became attuned to these subtle signals, responding flexibly to varying conditions while maintaining alignment with natural rhythms. The interplay of light with other natural cues enhanced waking. Bird songs, rustling leaves, and temperature changes combined with the first sunlight, creating a holistic system that guided the body out of sleep. These layered signals ensured gradual, gentle, and reliable arousal. Natural light also prepared humans for daily tasks. Visual awareness improved as brightness increased, supporting safe movement, attention to chores, and coordination with others. Awakening with light allowed the body to transition into activity efficiently and safely. Even in sheltered or forested environments, dappled light or the first morning beams created a consistent signal. Humans learned to interpret these cues, aligning their wakefulness with the environment rather than relying on abrupt noise or artificial alarms. Today, exposure to natural light in the morning remains a key factor in waking smoothly. Letting sunlight enter the room or spending early hours outdoors encourages the body to rise gently, supporting energy, mood, and mindsets. And alertness. Light continues to be one of the most reliable and harmonious signals for starting the day. Before the invention of alarm clocks, humans often relied on seasonal work rhythms to regulate waking times. Daily schedules were closely aligned with the tasks required by each season, such as planting, harvesting, or preparing for winter. The demands of the environment provided natural cues, helping people rise at appropriate times without external prompts. In spring, the longer days and warmer temperatures encouraged earlier rising. Farmers and gatherers needed to maximize daylight hours for planting crops or collecting wild foods. The body naturally responded to these demands, waking earlier to meet the energy and labor requirements of the season. Summer brought intense work and longer days, often requiring people to rise even before sunrise. Early mornings were cooler and ideal for strenuous activity, while the heat of midday was reserved for rest or lighter tasks. The natural rhythm of work, guided by daylight and environmental conditions, ensured humans optimized energy and productivity. Autumn introduced harvesting and preparation for the colder months. Sunrise times shifted later, and humans adapted by waking according to both light and the practical needs of the day. Harvesting required coordination, so communal and environmental cues reinforced consistent wake-up patterns. Winter often allowed for later rising, as shorter daylight and colder temperatures made extended rest valuable. Tasks were adjusted to the environment, and the body responded naturally, waking when energy was needed for essential work such as maintaining fire, feeding livestock, or preparing food stores. These seasonal rhythms were reinforced by both social and environmental cues. Communities synchronized work and rest according to the season, with each household responding to the shared demands of the environment. This coordination created a gentle collective system for waking naturally. Children quickly learned seasonal patterns by observing older family members. They noticed when tasks began, when animals were tended, and how daily routines shifted with the seasons. Over time, this early awareness helped children awaken in harmony with both the environment and community expectations. Animals also influenced seasonal wakefulness. Livestock required feeding, care, and attention according to seasonal patterns, adding subtle cues that prompted humans to rise. Morning light, temperature, and animal behavior intertwined to create a comprehensive system of natural awakening. The body's internal clock adapted to these seasonal work rhythms. Hormonal changes, energy requirements, and sleep cycles all shifted in response to the demands of the season, ensuring that humans awoke refreshed and ready to meet the day's needs. Even minor environmental cues played a role. The first rays of sunlight, the smell of morning air, or the sound of nearby activity signaled that it was time to wake. These subtle indicators aligned with seasonal work patterns, helping humans rise naturally and efficiently. Seasonal work rhythms also supported emotional and social well-being. Awakening in sync with nature and community created a sense of purpose, reduced stress, and fostered connection with others. People began the day with intention, aware of both environmental demands and communal responsibilities. Today, we can still learn from seasonal rhythms, observing how the length of day, temperature, and natural demands influence our energy can guide gentle waking. Aligning sleep and wakefulness with these cycles supports a calm, harmonious, and productive start to each day, just as humans did long before alarm clocks existed. Before alarm clocks existed, cultural and religious practices often guided humans to wake naturally. Many societies had rituals, prayers, or ceremonies scheduled at specific times of day, particularly at sunrise. These practices created a shared rhythm, allowing communities to rise in harmony with both spiritual and natural cycles. Morning prayers or meditation served as gentle cues for awakening. People learned to anticipate these rituals, allowing their bodies to prepare for the transition from sleep to activity. The expectation of participation in spiritual practices provided motivation, creating a natural, peaceful start to the day. Sounds associated with religious practices, such as bells, chimes, or chanting, acted as subtle alarms. Even before fully waking, these auditory cues prompted gentle stirring, guiding humans from sleep without sudden or stressful disruption. Over time, communities became attuned to these signals as part of their daily routine. Cultural celebrations also influenced wakefulness. Festivals, seasonal ceremonies, or communal feasts often required coordinated participation. Knowing that certain activities would occur early in the day encouraged the body to awaken gradually, blending environmental and social cues with spiritual obligations. Children quickly learned these patterns. Observing adults engage in morning rituals or prayers provided them with cues for waking. This early exposure helped maintain family routines, reinforced cultural identity, and aligned young members with the natural and communal rhythms of daily life. Communal synchronization was key. Entire villages or extended families often followed similar schedules, rising together for work, prayer, or ceremonies. This collective behavior strengthened social bonds and ensured that daily activities began in an organized, harmonious manner. Seasonal and celestial changes played a role as well. Certain religious practices were timed according to sunrise, solstices, or equinoxes, creating consistent patterns for waking throughout the year. The body adapted naturally to these variations, ensuring alignment with both spiritual and environmental cues. Animals and natural sounds often complemented cultural timing. Roosters crowing, birds singing, and the rustling of leaves provided additional cues that reinforced ritual wakefulness. Humans learned to integrate these layers of signals, awakening smoothly and purposefully. The anticipation of rituals influenced mental readiness. Waking with intention, whether for prayer or meditation, helped the mind transition gently from sleep, fostering calmness, focus, and emotional balance. This approach contrasted sharply with abrupt mechanical alarms, which could provoke stress and tension. Even minor practices, such as lighting a fire, preparing offerings, or cleaning for the day, became part of a natural wake-up system. These small rituals created rhythm, purpose, and predictability, allowing humans to rise in alignment with both culture and environment. The integration of cultural and religious timings supported long-term health. Consistent wake times reinforced the body's internal clock, improved sleep quality, and promoted overall well-being. Humans thrived when spiritual, social, and environmental cues worked together to guide daily life. Today, we can still benefit from these practices. Gentle morning rituals, meditation, or mindful observation of time-honored traditions encourage natural waking. Aligning daily routines with spiritual or cultural cues provides calm, purpose-driven starts to the day, connecting modern life with the wisdom of the past. Before alarm clocks, the shifting patterns of light across seasons guided humans in waking naturally. The length and intensity of daylight influenced not only sleep cycles, but also daily routines, work schedules, and social activities. As days grew longer in summer and shorter in winter, the body and community adapted seamlessly to these natural changes. In spring, the gradual increase of daylight encouraged earlier rising. The body responded to the first rays of sunlight, aligning energy and alertness with longer days. People used this extended daylight to maximize productivity, preparing fields, gathering food, and engaging in communal tasks. Summer brought early mornings and warm light, prompting humans to rise well before sunrise in some cases. The gentle illumination, combined with cooler early morning temperatures, created a natural and comfortable environment for activity. Waking aligned with the light allowed people to complete important work before the heat of midday. Autumn's shorter days gradually shifted wake-up times later. The body responded to dimmer mornings, and communities adjusted routines to balance productivity with the available daylight. Seasonal adaptation ensured that daily tasks were completed efficiently, while also preserving energy and well-being. Winter light, limited and soft, naturally encouraged later rising. Humans relied on dim morning light to gently stir from sleep, conserving warmth and energy. Even subtle changes in illumination provided reliable cues for wakefulness, harmonizing the body's internal clock with seasonal shifts. Light influenced not just productivity, but mood and mental readiness. Waking with natural light, even when subtle, helped regulate hormonal rhythms, supporting alertness, calmness, and focus. Humans became attuned to these changes, using seasonal illumination as a guiding signal for daily life. Children adapted quickly to seasonal light patterns. They learned when to wake based on subtle cues like the angle of sunlight, brightness, and shadows. This early alignment reinforced family and community routines, ensuring that everyone participated effectively in daily work and social activities. Communities coordinated activities according to light. Farming, herding, and gathering all relied on predictable illumination. Sunrise and sunset acted as natural markers, creating schedules that were aligned across households and villages, fostering efficiency and social cohesion. Even small environmental cues, such as the reflection of light on water, snow, or walls, contributed to waking. These subtle signals, combined with other sensory inputs, ensured a smooth transition from sleep to activity, demonstrating the body's sensitivity to its surroundings. Animals also followed seasonal light patterns, influencing human waking indirectly. Livestock and wildlife adjusted their activity according to light, prompting humans to rise alongside them. This interconnection between humans, animals, and sunlight reinforced natural rhythms in daily life. The interplay of seasonal light with other environmental cues, such as temperature, sound, and chores, created a holistic system for waking. Humans responded not to a single factor, but to a combination of gentle signals that guided them naturally into each day. Even today, paying attention to natural light can improve waking patterns. Exposure to sunrise, seasonal shifts, and changes in daylight duration helps the body awaken smoothly, enhancing mood, energy, and overall well-being. Seasonal light remains a timeless guide for aligning human life with the rhythms of the natural world. Before alarm clocks, how humans prepared for the night greatly influenced natural waking. Evening routines, from lighting fires to organizing bedding, provided subtle cues for the body to anticipate the coming day. These preparations helped regulate sleep cycles and ensured a smoother transition from rest to wakefulness. Maintaining a consistent evening routine allowed the body to recognize patterns. Simple activities like washing, stretching, or arranging bedding signaled that sleep was approaching. The brain and body adapted to these cues, adjusting internal rhythms so that waking occurred naturally with the arrival of morning light or other environmental signals. Firelight played a significant role in evening preparation. The gradual dimming of light as fires died down signaled to the body that night was falling. This reduction in brightness encouraged melatonin production, supporting deep rest and preparing humans for early awakening aligned with sunrise. Quiet and calm during the night helped reinforce natural wakefulness. Minimal noise, a comfortable sleeping space, and reduced disturbances allowed the body to progress through sleep stages smoothly. When morning arrived, humans could awaken gradually, fully refreshed and alert. Positioning bedding and sleeping arrangements also influenced waking. Sleeping near windows or open spaces allowed natural light and morning breezes to enter gradually. These environmental factors complemented internal cues, gently prompting the body to awaken without the need for artificial alarms. Children observed and adapted to nighttime preparation routines. By mimicking older family members and participating in evening rituals, they internalized cues that guided their own sleep and natural waking. This learning reinforced family cohesion and ensured smooth daily schedules. Temperature control was another subtle influence. Adjusting bedding, covering, or location based on night temperatures created comfortable conditions for sleep. Proper warmth or ventilation allowed the body to rest effectively and wake naturally when the day began. Food and hydration before sleep contributed as well. Light evening meals or small drinks influenced metabolism and energy levels, setting the stage for smooth sleep and gentle awakening. Humans learned to anticipate these effects, adjusting routines to optimize both rest and morning readiness. Evening social interactions affected waking patterns. Quiet conversation, storytelling, or communal activities helped the body recognize the end of the day. Gradual reduction of activity signaled that night had arrived, indirectly guiding the timing of morning arousal. Animals, too, played a role in nighttime preparation. Livestock and pets often settled for the night, and their calm or restless movements provided cues that influenced when humans would stir. People attuned themselves to these subtle signals, integrating animal behavior into natural waking systems. Seasonal changes affected nighttime routines. Longer nights in winter required additional preparation for warmth, while summer nights encouraged lighter bedding and earlier sleep. The body adjusted to these shifts, ensuring consistent and reliable waking in alignment with the environment. Even today, thoughtful nighttime preparation supports gentle waking, creating calm, predictable routines. Optimizing light and temperature and attending to the body's needs help humans rise naturally. Nighttime preparation reminds us that the way we end our day directly influences how peacefully and effectively we begin the next. Long before alarm clocks, humans relied on the body's own internal rhythms to wake naturally. Circadian cycles, regulated by hormones in the brain, created predictable patterns of alertness and rest. These natural processes guided awakening in harmony with daylight, temperature, and environmental cues. Melatonin played a central role. Produced during darkness, this hormone signaled the body to rest. As morning approached and light increased, melatonin production gradually decreased, signaling that it was time to wake. This gentle reduction ensured a smooth transition from deep sleep to alertness without abrupt interruption. Cortisol, another key hormone, helped prepare the body for activity. Levels naturally rose in the early morning, increasing energy, focus, and mental readiness. Humans responded instinctively to these shifts, awakening when the body was physiologically prepared for the day. The brain's internal clock, located in the suprachiasmatic nucleus, synchronized hormonal signals with environmental light and temperature. This system allowed humans to wake consistently at similar times, even without mechanical alarms, and adapt to seasonal variations in daylight. Sleep stages also influenced waking. As deep sleep ended, the body transitioned through lighter stages, allowing subtle movement, stretching, and shifts in awareness. These internal cues, combined with hormonal changes, created a natural and gradual awakening process. Children developed sensitivity to these rhythms early in life. Their bodies quickly adapted to consistent patterns of darkness, light, and hormonal shifts, helping them awaken in sync with family routines and environmental cycles. This early adaptation reinforced predictable schedules and healthy sleep habits. External cues often enhanced internal rhythms. Sunlight, animal activity, and community movements complemented hormonal signals, creating a multi-layered system for waking. Humans naturally integrated these inputs, rising gently and with purpose. Seasonal changes required flexibility in internal rhythms. Longer summer days prompted earlier waking, while winter's shorter light encouraged later rising. Hormonal adjustments supported these shifts, ensuring that energy levels, alertness, and mood remained balanced throughout the year. Nutrition influenced hormonal cycles as well. Eating patterns, hydration, and timing of meals affected metabolism and energy levels, reinforcing natural sleep and wake patterns. The body integrated these cues with internal rhythms, guiding awakening in harmony with physiological needs. Stress and relaxation levels also played a role. Calm, consistent environments supported smooth hormonal signaling, while abrupt disturbances could disrupt natural rhythms. Early humans learned to maintain balance, promoting gentle and reliable wakefulness. Community and social cues worked alongside hormones. The rising activity of others, morning chores, and communal routines aligned with internal signals, reinforcing timing and consistency in waking. Humans benefited from this interconnected network, which combined biology, environment, and social life. Even today, understanding and respecting natural rhythms can enhance waking. Exposure to sunlight, consistent sleep schedules, and attention to body signals help humans rise gently and energetically. Hormonal signals remain a powerful guide, reminding us that the body's own systems can function as the most harmonious and effective alarm. Before alarm clocks, waking was not only a physical process, but also an emotional and mental one. Humans learned to rise in alignment with their inner state, guided by feelings of readiness, anticipation, or calm. The mind's preparedness worked alongside natural cues to create smooth and gentle awakenings. Anticipation played a significant role. People often stirred before sunrise in expectation of daily tasks, communal activities, or personal responsibilities. This subtle mental awareness acted as a natural motivator, preparing the body to transition from rest to alertness in harmony with the day ahead. Calmness and a sense of security supported natural waking. Sleeping environments that were safe, quiet, and comfortable allowed humans to awaken without stress. Emotional stability reinforced physiological cues, helping the mind and body synchronize with environmental rhythms. Children quickly adapted to emotional and mental signals. Through observation and experience, they learned to wake in anticipation of daily routines, chores, or family interactions. This early development of emotional readiness supported consistent schedules and harmonious community life. Engagement with meaningful tasks influenced motivation to wake. People who anticipated fulfilling or necessary work, whether tending animals, preparing food, or caring for family members, experienced subtle internal cues that encouraged gentle arousal. Purpose added depth to the waking process. Social interaction also played a part. Hearing others awaken, moving quietly in shared spaces, or preparing for morning rituals provided reassurance and guidance. Humans responded naturally, combining emotional awareness with environmental and community signals to rise in harmony with others. Seasonal changes influenced emotional readiness. Longer summer days often brought a sense of excitement or anticipation for extended work, while winter mornings encouraged slower, more reflective waking. The mind adjusted to these rhythms, aligning mental states with seasonal demands. Even the anticipation of sensory experiences contributed. The smell of morning fire, food, or fresh air subtly drew humans from sleep. These sensory cues, intertwined with emotional states, reinforced the body's natural waking process and enhanced overall awareness. Mindfulness and reflection, though informal, shaped waking patterns. Quiet contemplation or awareness of responsibilities allowed the mind to engage gently with the day, easing the transition from rest to activity without abrupt stress. The anticipation of social and communal connections further guided wakefulness. Being aware of family, neighbors, or friends beginning their day created a sense of belonging, motivating humans to rise in alignment with community life. Emotional and mental readiness also reinforced physical cues. Awareness of light, sound, temperature, and internal rhythms became more effective when paired with a prepared mind. Humans experienced waking as a balanced, integrated process rather than a sudden disruption. Even today, cultivating emotional and mental readiness enhances waking. Mindful anticipation, calm reflection, and awareness of daily purpose help the body rise gently, supporting focus, energy, and a positive start to the day. Emotional preparedness remains a vital companion to all natural wakefulness cues. Even in today's world, a 4-alarm waking offers valuable lessons. Observing how humans once rose with light, sound, and natural rhythms reminds us that gentle cues can guide the body and mind into the day more effectively than abrupt alarms. Understanding these patterns can enhance sleep quality, energy, and overall well-being. Modern life often disconnects us from natural signals. Artificial lights, electronic devices, and rigid schedules override the body's subtle cues. Yet, by paying attention to natural rhythms, sunrise, soundscapes, and internal signals, we can restore harmony to our waking routines. Creating a calm and predictable environment encourages gentle rising. Dim lights before sleep, quiet surroundings, and intentional evening routines echo the methods of the past, preparing both body and mind for smooth transitions into the day. Morning exposure to natural light remains essential. Letting sunlight enter the room gradually stimulates hormonal changes, increases alertness, and aligns internal clocks. This simple practice mirrors the natural cues humans relied on for millennia. Engaging with gentle soundscapes can enhance waking. Birds, flowing water, or soft ambient music provide subtle prompts, replicating the auditory environment that guided early humans. These sounds support mental and emotional readiness, fostering calm and focused awakenings. Mindfulness and intention further enhance modern waking. Being aware of purpose, anticipating tasks, and approaching the morning with calm reflection mirrors the emotional readiness that guided humans long before mechanical alarms. Physical cues remain powerful. Paying attention to body awareness, stretching gently, and responding to internal signals encourages awakening in harmony with natural rhythms. This method is not abrupt but gradual, promoting energy and alertness without stress. Seasonal awareness also provides guidance. Adjusting sleep and wake times to match changing daylight supports circadian balance. Longer days invite earlier rising, while shorter days allow for slightly delayed starts, reflecting the adaptive strategies of the past. Nutrition influences modern wakefulness just as it did historically. Balanced evening meals, proper hydration, and mindful morning eating help regulate energy and support natural arousal, complementing light and sound cues. Social and communal interactions remain relevant. Coordinating with family, household routines, or community schedules can reinforce waking patterns, providing gentle, shared prompts that align with natural rhythms. Technology can assist when used thoughtfully. Gradual light alarms, gentle nature sounds, and sleep tracking devices mimic natural cues, blending modern convenience with ancient wisdom. By using these tools mindfully, humans can awaken gently while maintaining health and balance. Ultimately, modern lessons from natural waking remind us that humans are attuned to the rhythms of the world. Aligning with light, sound, body signals, and purposeful routines supports energy, focus, and emotional well-being. By observing and integrating these cues, we can rise with calmness and intention, just as our ancestors did long before the invention of alarm clocks.